If you are selling products or services online, you might have heard this saying: the money is in the list. Now, what does it mean, the money is in the list? Quite simple. It means that there is substantial sales to make with your email lists. How you're going to do that? That's what I want to share with you today. Hi, my name is Lisa. I am a direct response copywriter, which means I help my clients make money just through written words. And one element of those written words that is great for making sales is, of course, sending out emails. Now, it sounds simple, it's just, yeah, you send out an email, done. But actually, there is more to it. There are different kinds of emails that have different kind of purposes. And a really good email list uses like all of them or a couple of them to accelerate their growth and their sales. And for this video, I want to share my 5 favorite emails that can help you make money online. So let's get started. The very first email I recommend for making money online is what's called an indoctrination email. Now, this can be one single email, or preferably it's a whole series of emails. So maybe 3 or 5 emails that kind of belong together. And the purpose of the indoctrination email or indoctrination series is to welcome a new subscriber into your world. So let's assume you have some kind of email opt-in out there. So for some reason you offer people to opt into your list, right? And now they subscribed and they are new to your list. Maybe they don't really know you yet, they are not fully sure what you offer. So you want to welcome them in your world and tell them what you are about. And this happens with the indoctrination email. Now, what should be included in the indoctrination email, or what should be included in if you make a whole series? So very good points to include is, of course, who you are and what you do, which is kind of like your backstory and your mission. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? If you're a coach online, you will have a reason why you are doing this. If you're selling any kind of products, tell your subscribers why you're selling this product. Maybe there's a story behind it. Maybe you only sell organic products because they're healthier. If you have any kind of reason why you're doing what you're doing, which I hope you do, then tell your subscribers about it. The second thing you absolutely want to cover in your indoctrination email or email series is how many emails you will send out to them. So you want your subscribers to be prepared and you want them to know what to expect. So if you have already a really active email list and you send out daily, then tell your subscribers about it. If you are not so active and you send only 1 email a week, then still tell them about it so they won't miss it. Because there's always going to be a percentage of subscribers who absolutely want to read your emails and they want to make sure that they don't miss anything. Then there's a portion of people who might unsubscribe if they get too many emails, but if you tell them upfront, then they are prepared and actually your subscriber rate will go down. So do you see how already with your first email that you send to them, you already think about the long-term thing and you make sure that they stay for a long time and that they become active buyers. And of course, what also should be included in your indoctrination email or email series definitely is, what do your subscribers get out of being subscribed? There should be some kind of benefit in for them. Like, nobody is gonna be subscribed if they're just gonna get spammed with promotions. There has to be some kind of reason, some kind of value they get out. Maybe you are a personal brand and you share kind of your knowledge or your mindset tips or anything that you learned that could be interesting to them. Or if you're an e-com brand, maybe you're sending out promotions that are just for the email subscribers. So regular customers, they don't get it. It's only for, so to say, the VIP email subscribers. This can also be a strong benefit why somebody wants to stay on your email list. Whatever it is, just make sure it's in there. So, to repeat again, the first email you absolutely want to use to make money online is your indoctrination email. Now, the second email that is perfect for making money online, it's quite obvious, is a sales email. So of course the sales email's purpose is to make sales. So this can be actually more direct. So if you're an e-com brand, this can really just be, bam, we have this new product in, buy it. So it's really more direct and upfront about, hey, I really want to sell you something here. Now, if you're more a personality-focused brand, you can still do this, but you probably want to share a bit more. You want to share the context of, maybe you launched a new program, or you're revamping an old program, or you just want them to sign up to an existing program. So you will kind of share a few reasons, or maybe you share some testimonials. How are other people in the program doing? Why should they sign up right now and not later? Maybe there's discount going on. Maybe it's the last time this year that the membership is open. So stuff like that. So you're going for the sale, but you still think about what is in it for them, and you still kind of touch on those benefits on why they should sign up, and you create that urgency, why now? Because as a subscriber, it's easy to think, I can always do this later. Yeah, I can just buy this product later. Yeah, I can just sign up for this later. So really give them a reason to do this right now. Then you will see great success with your sales emails. Now, the next one is a bit more strategic, I would say. But if you use this, you're gonna see sales increase over time. Like, this is really for a long-term strategy. And that is what I call a story email. Now, story email can be part of the indoctrination series, as I mentioned before, which is kind of your backstory, your origin story, why you're doing what you're doing. But story emails can be sent out anytime, actually, not just at the beginning, but for any kind of subscriber, no matter if they're here since years or they signed up yesterday. Stories almost always work. And that's because as humans, our brain is just wired for stories. Like, we grow up with bedtime stories from our parents, then we go to the movies, that's stories. We read books, which is actually also just stories. And even if we tell something from our life to our friends, it's actually just a story. We don't tell exactly everything we did, we kind of wrap it up into a story. So stories just work with our psychology. Now, how can you use this in an email? You can share your own stories, maybe something interesting you experienced, maybe an important mindset shift that you learned lately that you want to share, and you would kind of share the backstory of how you came to this conclusion, to this mindset shift. But you could also tell other people's story or turn it into a principle. So many people send out emails about great minds like Steve Jobs, how he approached his work, or like a former president, how they approach their work, or even just learnings from books are actually also stories. So anything that has a lesson in there but kind of activates the creative part of the brain, like it almost creates images in your head while you read it, that's really powerful for your story emails. Now, sometimes when you send story emails, you don't want to go for any sale at all, meaning that there would be either no CTA at all in the email, or it would be a different CTA. So CTA is call to action, which means you kind of want some kind of action from your subscribers usually, which is usually that they should buy something, right? But when you send a story email, and it's a very emotional story, let's say, maybe it's even a bit like a sad story or something to really get you thinking and you get into deep thoughts, then sometimes pushing for the sale right away just doesn't fit. In such a case, you can do something different. You can just ask subscribers to reply to your email, to share their thoughts with you, or you can forward them to a video that talks about the story in more detail. But usually when it's more like an upbeat story, or it's a story about a mindset shift, then it's very fitting to have a CTA at the end that leads to your product. So a great example is, for example, if I had a list and then I could share, okay, I never thought that buying a course would make sense, because I was thinking, yeah, I can just consume free content online, so why should I buy a course? But then I actually did it, and now I realized, wow, buying a course gets you ahead much further. So this is just a very, like, don't send out this exact email, but this is just the idea, right? And then you go into the CTA like, hey, if you're open now to actually try a course and jump ahead in your career, then click this link. So this is how you can tie a story into a CTA. But of course, make it more exciting than I did just now. This is just an example. So email number 3, story emails are my favorite emails overall, I guess. I love them so much and they work. Okay, let's go to email number 4 for making money online. It's called Ascension email. Now, the Ascension email is kind of like an upsell. So the idea is that somebody bought from you before. Maybe they did it a few minutes ago, or maybe it was a month ago. And now you are actually trying to ascend them to the next program, to a further program, to buy more products. So for e-com brands that sell products, this is actually pretty amazing, because let's say someone bought your supplement. This was a month ago, so by now their bottle should be empty. So now you can send them to either buy the next bottle, which they need because they ran out, or you send them to a subscription model, which means, okay, they tried the first bottle, they liked it, now we offer them to subscribe to receive a bottle every month. This is great, this is amazing for sales because it gives you the recurring revenue, and the customer is happy because they don't have to think about it every month. So this is a great ascension strategy. Now, if you're selling info products or courses or masterminds, then you might not immediately have something to upsell them to. Maybe you create a program much later, or maybe the person is in the main program that you advertise, and now you want to sell them something small. That's possible. So the mindset here is, okay, this person bought from me before, so they are actually easier to convert into a repeat buyer than it would be to turn a prospect into a first-time buyer. So having people who bought from you before buying again is always easier, and that's why you want to track your stats, and you want to know which people bought from me and what can I offer them next, and that's what you use an ascension email for. Now, there are instances where it makes sense to, for example, combine an ascension email with a story email, or where it makes sense to make your ascension email a straight sales email. So you can actually combine those formats, but always keep in mind what is your goal. So for the ascension email, your goal is to ascend them to the next product, to your next course, to your next mastermind, or whatever you're selling. The fifth email that is amazing for making sales online is what's called a re-engagement email. Now, the re-engagement email is what you use for subscribers who have become inactive. So for some reason, they don't open your emails anymore, they don't really reply to anything, they don't buy. So usually in your email software, you will be able to see this. You see which kind of people are inactive. And this inactive portion of your list can actually hurt your list a lot, because if you have a lot of people in your list who don't open your emails, then the email providers recognize it and they actually give you a lower rank, lower authority, which means less and less of your emails get delivered to the inbox. This is something you want to avoid because it can totally crush your list. So what you want to do is, either you remove the inactive buyers from your list, because they're not buying anyway, so why should they be there? But before you remove them, you can try to re-engage them. Meaning, you try to send them an urgent email that should get some kind of reaction out of them to see if they're willing to react to this. So that could be that you have an e-com brand and you send a flash sale, like 50% off right now, but only in the next 24 hours. And this is usually a push that gets some of those inactive buyers to re-engage because they want that discount. It could also be very upfront that you are like, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while, are you okay? If you don't want to be subscribed to our list anymore, here you can unsubscribe. You kind of put it into their hands, so to say. But yeah, you try to get some kind of reaction out of them. If they react, it's good, then they can stay on the list. If they still don't react after your re-engagement email, or sometimes it makes sense to have a re-engagement sequence where it's like 2 or 3 emails that try to re-engage them. But if they don't react after that, then it's usually wise to remove them from your list to keep your list hygiene, to keep your list profitable. So that's the re-engagement email. To sum up again, the 5 emails that I use to make money online for my clients are indoctrination email, sales email, story email, ascension email, and re-engagement email. Now, of course, there are many more emails, and if this was interesting to you and you would want to find out more, then maybe leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment under this video that I can make a part 2 of this and share even more email types with you. Otherwise, I hope this was valuable to you, and I'm happy to see you in my next video. Bye bye!